Let's be honest, how many videos on how to make money online have you consumed so far? You've probably watched dozens of those, maybe even hundreds. Now personally, I discovered you could make money online remotely with just a laptop and a steady internet connection when I was only 11 years old. And back then, there weren't that many people making videos online on YouTube about how to make money online because it was very new and very revolutionary. And at the time, I stumbled upon a video by an entrepreneur who showed step by step how he made over $72,000 in the last month while traveling the world. He was what we call a digital nomad. So in his videos, he would often show us like where he was living this month. So he'd be in Thailand, then he'd go to the other side of the world, then he'd go to San Francisco, and he would stay in these very luxurious places. And I was mesmerized by it. I figured, wow, if I made $70,000 per month, I could do anything I wanted. I could drive a Ferrari, I could help the people I love, and I could, above all, be financially free. Not have to work a soul-crushing 9-to-5 job for a boss who doesn't care about me, doing something I hate. Instead, I could do something I'm really passionate about and make a living doing it. And so when I saw that, it really blew my mind. Now, to be completely honest with you, I tried so many different business models before I found any success online. I tried growing Instagram team pages to resell them, and I also tried dropshipping with organic marketing and also with paid ads. But I never saw much success with these methods until I transitioned into consulting. And in this video, I'm not only going to explain why this is the case, but I'm also going to share with you the deadly mistakes you need to avoid as a beginner in business if you actually want to get a shot at becoming financially free and working remotely. But since it's probably the first time you and I meet, why should you listen to me? My name is Fred, and I grew up in the lower middle class, and 5 years ago, I was struggling financially. But I've been able to build a profitable consulting business that makes me upwards of $1,000 per day, most of it being profit in my early 20s. And nowadays, I'm able to live a life which is insane. Like, so many things are constantly happening. I'm traveling a lot, I'm spending money, I'm having nice experiences. Like, honestly, if you told me 5 years ago I'd be living this life right now, I wouldn't have believed you, because everything has completely changed for me, and I'm gonna show you how you can do the same. The first thing I really want you to understand is that you need to recognize if you're actually learning valuable information that you're then going to apply to make your business successful, or if you're just actually falling for the trap of mental masturbation. So basically, when you do that, you think you're being productive, but in reality, you're just consuming content mindlessly in hopes of finding the secret, instead of just taking what you've learned and putting in the work, starting to take action. To give you an example of what this looks like in practice, at some point a few years ago, I wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. because I figured if I could discipline myself to wake up early and to do some work in the early morning while everybody else was asleep, surely I could get ahead of 99% of people pretty easily, because I'd be willing to do something that most people are simply not willing to do. And from a young age, what I understood is that if I wanted to live like the top 1%, to be financially free, travel anytime I want, go anywhere in the world, pick my own schedule, not have to listen to a boss, like be my own boss, I would need to act completely differently than 99% of people, because you cannot expect to do what most people around you are doing and to somehow end up extremely wealthy unless the people that you model yourself after are wealthy themselves. So I knew I couldn't just listen to most people's advice, the advice of society, of my parents, of our teachers, because they didn't know how to become successful. So instead, I spent countless years of my life watching every possible YouTube video, listening to every podcast, reading all the books, joining all the courses, just so I could learn the secrets of successful people. But something I often say is that you could have the best step-by-step process in the world, but if you don't put in the work, you don't even apply it, then of course you're not gonna get results, but it's completely your fault, it's on you, because no one is coming to save you. You have to roll up your sleeves and to put in the work. And so for a lot of people, this is very scary to do. I mean, I'll tell you for a fact, back in 2022, when I started my first proper consulting business, I was super scared of what would happen. I was scared to not be taken seriously by customers. I was scared to be yelled at, to be humiliated by prospects. I was scared people wouldn't reply to me or think I'm not legit for some reason. I had all of these crazy fears in my mind, and that held me back for 7 months because I procrastinated working on my business. So instead, I was focusing on shiny objects and other things that didn't really matter, but I wasn't focusing on the essentials that would help me to become successful. And right now, you might be in the position where you watch countless videos on how to make money or what's the best business to start, and maybe you're doing a lot of research, but be honest with yourself. How many months has it been? How many years has it been since you've been stuck in the same situation? If you're honest with yourself, it's probably been a while, and I can really relate to you, because for 10 years, I was just watching YouTube videos endlessly on how to start a business, but I wasn't taking any action because I was holding myself back with my own fears, my own limiting beliefs. I was telling myself, I'm too young to start, I don't speak English well enough, or I don't have any skills, or I don't know how to do this, or what happens if this happens. Like, I had so many fears in my mind, when instead, I should have just told my brain to shut the fuck up, and I should have just tried at least. And so coming back to the example of me wanting to get up at 5 a.m, well, instead of just getting up at 5 a.m from the start, I spent months watching YouTube videos on people waking up at 5 a.m for for 30 days and the results of the challenge. Instead, I could have just fucking done it myself, you know? But I wanted to motivate myself to then take action. But so instead of working on my business, I'd go ahead and watch YouTube videos on productivity. But then I fell for the trap of mindless content consumption. I'd watch videos on how to be productive instead of just doing the work because I wanted to feel good about myself, to tell myself, oh, I'm working, but then no, I was just entertaining myself, really. If you watch content without an aim, without taking notes and then applying it, you're entertaining yourself, you're not taking action. It's just a distraction, but it's probably easier for you to do that right now than to go ahead and to reach out to potential customers or make content to attract your ideal customers or take sales meetings, and that's why you default back to the easy option, because what your brain wants is to make you stay in your comfort zone. But as you already know, nothing great happens inside of your comfort zone. You have to do all the things you're afraid to do. That's how you move forward in life. Now, if you are an ambitious individual and you want to build a business so you can become financially free, to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to share with you everything I did step by step to make upwards of $1,000 per day, most of it being profit in my consulting business. And I'm also going to share with you the only 3 things you need to focus on doing if you're serious about making money. I will leave the link in the description below, or you can also directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to start your business. Now, I don't want to get this the wrong way, because consuming content is not bad. I wouldn't even have known that you could have an online business if I never consumed any content. I wouldn't have known how to speak to a camera, how to make content myself if I never consumed any content. So consuming content is not the problem. The problem, however, is only consuming content and never taking any action. So using content as a replacement for doing the work yourself, because you can read all the books, follow all the courses, watch all the videos, but if you don't apply it, you don't apply this incredible knowledge that you have, it's worthless. Let's just put it this way. Knowledge is only power if you apply it and you use it, because there's no point in knowing everything if you get nothing out of it in the end. If I give you an example, we can take 2 people, let's say John and Edward. Well, John knows nothing about building a business, but he tries. He's gonna move faster than Edward, who has all the information in the world but doesn't even take action. It's quite obvious. Yet most people fall for the trap without realizing it. And I fell for that same trap for 10 years. So you should always strive to learn and to educate yourself, to learn more. I mean, I can tell you for a fact, my successful customers, they're all coachable and they keep an open mind about the process. They put in the work, they ask questions, they follow along, and they always strive to learn more, because you have to realize that the actions that you were doing up until now, if you keep doing the same actions, you will get the same results. So you cannot fix your problems and create a different financial future for yourself with the same thinking and behavior that created those problems in the first place. It's madness. It's literally the definition of insanity. Einstein said it himself. So to give you my own example, I only ever consume educational content when I need to learn something specific, or I do watch entire podcasts while I'm at the gym, for example. And other than that, I leverage social media as a powerful tool to help me to grow my business. And I share with my clients the same strategy I'm personally using to grow my business, so I'm not hiding anything. Because for a business owner, content is literally free advertising. I make content to attract my ideal customers. I also get to help people for free, which is amazing, but the main reason is a business reason. It's like when Alex Hormozy said, I have nothing to sell you in his banner. I knew for a fact the dude was full of shit. And then it turns out, yes, in fact, he has something to sell you. Everyone has something to sell you. But whereas some people don't care about the quality of what they sell, for me it matters. Now sometimes people say, well, you can just find anything for free on the internet. But that's not even true. Every single time the people who say that, they're always the ones who don't have a profitable business. Because successful people are humble enough to realize and to admit they don't know everything, and they need to learn from people who are ahead of them. If you can really find everything for free on the internet, then go ahead, build the next Amazon.com, and then tell me how it's going. But instead, if you were to be mentored by Jeff Bezos himself, don't you think you could build a $100 million company in just a few years? Yes, you could, but instead, if you try to do it on your own, figuring it all out for free on the internet, good luck. Honestly, good luck. And alone, I struggled for years, because sometimes you're making one small mistake, but because you're so immersed in what you're doing, you're not even aware of the mistake that you're making. And that's how I stayed stuck for like 6 months at some point. But then I worked with a coach, and that one mistake, I literally crushed this obstacle. And I realized, goddamn, I wasted months of my life, almost a year. So it was even more than 6 months. All of that because I wasn't willing to seek out help from mentors sooner. And the things I got access to by working with certain mentors, I could have never found them for free on the internet. And the reason I know this for a fact is because I spent 10 full years watching YouTube video after YouTube video, but I was trying to piece everything together myself, but I never saw any success, because you not only need the right information, but you need feedback on what you're doing. So if you'd like to get my help to start your business, you can check out the free resources in the description below, or directly apply to book a call with me directly or my team, and we'll see if we can actually help you to grow your business. Now, as a beginner, I'm going to give you the best piece of advice ever, because if you pick the wrong business opportunity, you will never make a single cent on the internet. I speak to dozens of people every single week, ambitious people just like you who want to start a profitable business so they can become financially free. And by now, I've spoken to hundreds of people across the board. And every single time, people tell me they've tried dropshipping, they've tried Amazon FBA, you know? All those business models who look cool on paper, but when you take the time to analyze them, they're trash. At least the way that most people present them to you. If you were to try to sell physical products, your profit margins would be extremely small, 5 to 20% at most. So if you make $10,000, you'd keep between $500 up to $2,000 at most. And these kinds of business models, they require at least $5,000 to $10,000 to get the business started, and on top of that, they require thousands of dollars per month to be spent on paid advertising. So they're not suited for beginners, and they come with a high level of complexity because you have to deal with many issues. I did dropshipping in the past. We had to deal with lost orders, manufacturers that disappeared overnight, like there were so many problems, Facebook ads banning our ad accounts. It was a nightmare. And all the time that you spend trying to fix problems in your business instead of working on the business to scale it, to put the right systems in place so it's as automated and as passive as possible, it's wasted time I will never ever get back. Which is why as a beginner, you need to sell services or coaching. With the way I teach my clients how to do it, they get customers for free, meaning you don't have to go to paid ads in order to attract your ideal customers to you. And we do this in a few different ways. We make content to attract our ideal customers, because in 2025 and in the years to come, if you don't make content, have fun staying broke. I'm gonna be honest with you. And on top of that, we turn superficial interactions like likes, comments, and followers into genuine conversations in DMs and then on a call. And then when we see that we can genuinely help somebody to fix the painful problems that they have, we make them an offer to work with us. But me personally, I don't make an offer to everyone who hops on a meeting with me. I only make an offer to people I know for a fact we can help to build a profitable business. That's why you can't just buy our coaching program on a web page and click on a button to buy. We have a selective process in place to make sure we only work with committed people and we can actually help them. So when you consume content, ask yourself the following question. Am I just consuming content to entertain myself, or am I actually learning something, and am I actually taking notes, and am I going to implement it in my business so I can make more money? If the answer is no, then you're just entertaining yourself. And then once that's done, you want to set clear goals, and every time you learn something, that's great, but then take immediate action. All waiting does is delay your success. Just think about this. The longer you wait to get started, it's thousands of dollars that you're missing out on, lots of clients that you could sign and help to transform their lives. And if this is you, I really understand you, because over 5 years ago, I was a massive perfectionist, a massive overthinker. I wanted to get started at the perfect moment, but the perfect moment doesn't exist. It's only an illusion created by your brain, and your brain knows you better than anyone else, so it knows all the possible excuses it can throw at you to get you to cave in and to give up. So look, it's time for you to make a choice now. You can keep watching YouTube videos, but doing this will not change your life. But if you are part of that minority of ambitious individuals who's committed to building a profitable business, I invite you to check out the free resources in the description below, or to directly book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. With that being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower more ambitious people to become financially free. And when we get to 100,000 subs, I will be giving away $10,000.